Bethany Scott here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing an unboxing. This is actually the December box of the month for Simon Says Stamp, and yeah, look at what it is. It's gonna be some fun. We have the splatter medium, perfectly gold. I don't think everything was the same color. I don't remember. The texture paste from Ranger Opaque Matte. A good 3D medium paste or mixed media paste. And I believe this one is holiday themed, if I remember correctly. Ooh, there's a cute little stencil. Sorry, I always have to look for the little lollipop in there. So there's your coupon code. And oh, that's so cute. Okay, so I'm going to show you really close. Maybe it's on the back. No. So this is Bright Christmas Rooftops. This is a little stencil that most likely will need the little opaque white texture paste to go with it to make some white rooftops. And that should go with the coordinating right here. Coordinating stamp. How cute is this? I saw a couple of mock-ups for this and I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be really fun. And then there's the deer here and peace and joy, holiday. You can make it into a tag or whatever you want. Speaking of tags, here is a gift card envelope in the shape of a tag, which is cute and very, highly intelligent. It's very easy to make. You can use the bow, the little fir tree leaf. There's a little postage stamp. It's so cute. And then this one is very Tim Holtzy because this is the Christmas Noel sticker book. And oh my goodness, so much fun to be had. Definitely. This is, I believe, some Tim Holtz paper. And I think there's a lot more than I was expecting in here. But this is, here, let's look at the cheat sheet. 24 double-sided sheets of Tim Holtz Ideology Christmas backdrops in the 6x5 pattern paper. So definitely a lot of A2 bases, can be cut down, but these are just different fun textures, very Tim Holtz, very mixed media, but you could make something elegant, you could make something clean and simple. There's a lot of different ways to go with this, but I think this is just really fun and a great launching point for tags and cards and a lot of other things. So here's the idea sheet. And yes, this was the idea I saw, which is the snow-covered rooftops. I think that's the cutest thing ever. And I believe this one used an embossing powder to make it. That's what it looks like, at least to me. But really great ideas. And then, of course, you have to have some heavy cardstock. So we have the Rainbow Splash Emerald, the Ivory, and Nina Desert Storm. So very nice. And I'm going to make something, but I have to make some decisions first of what that is. So let me clean up my space a little bit and I will be right back. So I cleaned up and then I made a mess again. But in any case, I've decided I'm going to make 3 tags because I do have gift cards to give out. And I'm aiming to give these gift cards out early this year. So I'm going to create 3 of them. I picked 3 different papers that I think will be really cute, folded. And so basically I'm just going to start by putting them on my mat and then diving on in. Alright, I've grabbed some mint tape and I'm just going to place the mint tape right in the middle-ish here, trying not to allow the die to move as much as possible. I'm actually going to change my position. Probably should make sure it's solid to the page before I tape it down. Anyways, and then I have my sandwich. I'm using the Gemini. If you've seen me lately, I am not always woohoo about the Gemini. And I think it's just one of those, maybe because I got so used to the Switch. I'm not sure. But the scrapbook.com magic mat does seem to, and this is the magnetic one, it does seem to help my sandwich better. So I'm going to place it through. If I could find a better way to store my Switch, I probably would just go back to my Switch, quite honestly. But I did find a good storage spot for the Gemini, hence why it's easier for me to use, because it's more accessible. Now that I'm learning my sandwiches a little bit more too, versus the paper thickness and cardstock thickness, I am noticing an improvement of my makes, but I'm still not 100% like in love with it. So, and I know they've come out with the Gemini 2. I actually purchased this off of a friend who has the Gemini 2, and that's why she was selling this one. And so, long story short, thank you, Rosie, but I think she follows me on this channel. I definitely am still in the getting used to it phase. But this sandwich seems to work. I have warped, I think, like 4 of my plates already, and I've used this maybe less than 3 months. So if that gives you an idea of what's happening and why I have a little bit of extra frustration over this machine. So this is how I'm going to start it out. Just going ahead and getting all of the pieces together. I don't actually know specifically where that one thing would go, this rectangle, but I'll experiment and figure it out as we go, because this is Bethany Crafting by the Seat of Her Crafty Pants edition. Danny and Ellie have been wanting to sell. So I have not exactly scheduled when, but I do have high hopes that with the next, let's put the die the correct way, the next few weeks, we should have a more regular schedule. So I'm hoping to either do a live with them or do a pre-recorded selling day with them. So if you want that, if you would like to see them on this channel, let me know if you're interested in any of the gifty things that they've created. I'd be more than happy to drop you a link. I know I should in the description have the Facebook page. And in the Facebook page, the BB's Boutique and Things, that's where if I post any individual makes that they do, I'll post it there. If I do not have the Facebook page there, please send me an email at bbproductionsboutique@gmail.com, because I need that. And I may need a reminder like, hey, this is necessary. Okay, so now I'm not sure what else I'm cutting out. Again, by the crafty seat of my pants here. Okay, I need to get the rectangle done. So let's see. I'm assuming I don't know. I'm going to just fold and figure it out. Okay, so it looks like you tuck it in there and you glue it in here. I should look at the example. Let me find where I hid the example. Okay, because it looks like someone did do one of the gift card holders, but they put it on front of a card, which is a cool idea. So yeah, I'm not sure where the rectangle is meant to be, but basically what I could do is I could use the rectangle, and that's the sentiment. Makes sense to me. I don't know where it was meant to be, but I did. Someone did turn it into a little gift on this card. But yeah, I don't know what the specific use of this rectangle is, but I'm gonna figure it out. I think what I'm gonna do actually is keep it simple, and I'm gonna do all of them in this tan because I feel like these gift cards are going to guys, so I feel like these would be perfect. And of course, bits and pieces of this I may fast forward if I am not speaking. So I'm going to do 2 of these right off the bat, and then the third one I'm going to wait because there's going to be drying and other things to have to happen. At least in my brain, that's what I'm doing. I don't know. So our traditional holiday, we do a lot for Thanksgiving. We don't do as much for Christmas, simply because our Christmas gatherings kind of just stopped happening around the time that I graduated from high school. We didn't really do a whole lot for Christmas anymore. The basic only tradition that we really have had is opening gifts on Christmas Eve so that you have the time on Christmas Day to enjoy them and relax and chill out and have a good meal. But one thing we do for Christmas every year is we go to the movies. And locally, we have what's called a $5 Tuesday. It's now just discount Tuesday because I think the tickets are like $6. But okay, I'll leave that one for the next step. So it's always interesting because that one year they had the discount Tuesday. We actually went, I think, to 3 different movies that day, and we would have done a 4th, but I forget what happened. So it's become our little tradition. We did it even with the babies. Like, there was one movie I was nursing, like, pretty much half of it. So it's happened. But it's always fun to just do something a little bit different. And, you know, enjoy the holiday at your pace and at your level. Oh, I should probably stamp this out first. I'm putting it on my stencil mat, and I have not stamped it out. Whew. Don't mind me. I'm figuring this out as I go. So this is the Bright Christmas stamp set. So if you're looking for individual things, you did not get the December box of the month, or card kit of the month, I should say. That's what it's called. I have seen some really cute makes though with this stamp set, and so I've been drooling a little bit. Really do like it. All right, let's see how well I can. Oh, yep, easily removable. Okay. Now, just stick it down. Get my magnet. Make sure everything's. That's not all staying down. Oh well. That'll stick. Okay, just throwing my stuff around. So in the comments, what are your holiday traditions? What do you guys do? Do you make a big meal, have the family over? What do you all do? I would love to know. I have to find my ink. I'll be right back. Okay, one of 2 things have happened. either I hid my ink too well or my children have stolen it again. Both could be a possibility, and I'm thinking it's most likely the latter one. Cannot find my ink anywhere. So I'm going to do a little creative pivot. I'm going to use a combination of the Stellar Ink Bee Sting and Weeping Willow from Simon Hurley. And I'll push this up a little further so you can see what I'm doing. But I want it to be, because this is supposed to be like a silhouette style, and so I was going to keep everything in shadow, but since I cannot find my black ink, we're going to use brown on brown and then a hint of the red at the base. So I'm going to stamp that first, and if it's a little distressed, it's okay. It's a little bit, yeah. All right, then I'm going to wipe, because I don't want my ink pads to have too much of a crossover. And then I will use the red Bee Sting. I love this color. Oh my gosh. I have, I think, all of the Simon Hurley and the new foam pad now, and this is very easily becoming one of my favorite colors. Very easily. And actually, I'm gonna use my rag and blend off, because that seems like a very stark line though that I'm looking at it. Just in case, I'm gonna just blend off some of that ink. So it's like the village is in red. Oh, it's pretty. Oh yes. And it's a hair distressed. So, okay. So now I'm going to let this dry here, and we'll work on one of the other ones here. While that one dries, I have all of these lovely things ready to go, and I will pre-fold the tuck-in tab, but I will not put it down yet. And basically, just going to do a little gluey glue. So one line here. And one line here. Just as the ones you buy in the store. And I'll put it under an acrylic block to dry. And then the next one, fold the tab down. Tab it. Sure, I'm just making up my own language here. Let's put the red over that. So, and I'm trying to hurry because this time of year, my time is always limited. Between the 3 businesses, I either have my phone ringing off the hook, or I have a lot of appointments this year, and I don't typically have this many appointments this time of year. Usually I have a lot of pop-ups and craft fairs, but this year there's appointments, and a lot of them are in person, a handful not, but a lot of them are, and I don't know, maybe it's just we're all past the COVID era or what, but I'm with it. I am enjoying it for sure. I love in-person interaction. I, of course, love the online interaction too, especially with all of you. So yeah, I just seem to have a lot more, we call it off campus. Our house is big enough to, have a couple businesses being run out of it. So we call it working off campus. All right. So that one's nice and dry. See, it dries very quickly. Very cute. Okay, so this one is going to go with that one, so I won't touch it. But I had other ones. Okay. I am going to stamp out the sentiment. And for this one, we're going to do, I have 3 different versions I want to do. For the sentiment, I mean. One is Merry Holiday. Merry Holiday. Does it fit? I think it does. And then a to and from. To and from. And of course I'm lining it up where you can't see me. So let's line it up where you can. I, again, have not gotten used to my new setup. This new camera is great, but I forget that it doesn't come as far down as my other one used to. And when I'm crafting, I like to craft close to my chest. You know, it's my work of heart. So, to and from. Gotta make sure that Merry Holiday doesn't look like it's about to fall off. Okay. And we'll keep everything in my lovely red for this one. Whew. I just love that red. Good job, Simon Hurley. That one's a really great color. One of my favorites. It works. It works. All right. And the only thing with red ink is it stains quickly. So, gotta remove. Well, I'll keep the two front. No, just kidding. I'm gonna remove all of it. I was gonna say I wanted to keep the two from, but my alignment may not be the same. So. All right, and then the next one I want to have holiday greetings. If it'll fit. All right, so holiday and greetings. Come on, stop moving. I know my fingers are sticky. Okay. And then to, from. I want to make sure that I can actually reach it. And we'll keep with the theme. We'll keep with the reds. Nice pressure. Ta-da. Simple. Doesn't have to be over-designed. Just fun. I could add one of like the other stamps. Maybe I'll go back later and do it, but not for today's video. You know, maybe a little garland, wreath, something. All right, and then the third one is going to actually be a different style altogether, because this one's going to get added. So I'm going to cut it down, and Merry and Bright. Merry and Bright. And the one getting this specific one, she's a little more, it's actually a girl. She's a little tomboyish, so I don't want to go girly for hers. And I don't know why this is sticking to me, but the stamps are sticking to me. Merry. So give me some patience here, because apparently I don't want to stay where I'm putting them. Merry and Bright, so get that up. And then to and from. Perfect. Oops. 2 didn't want to come up. Okay. There we go. Well, that other stamp has had plenty of time to dry for the next phase of that. My T and my bright is dropped just a hair lower than I'd want it. There we go. There, it works. All right, so I will hand cut that one out later. And let's get the red off. This is just rubbing alcohol. I find that it's the fastest stamp cleaner for the Simon Hurley inks. Yeah, and a microfiber, which is, I actually washed this week, if you can believe it. But I use a lot of mixed media with it, so it definitely takes a little bit of extra effort to get the staining out, and I just don't give it that effort, so I don't mind. All right, so bringing back this image, we are going to use the stencil now. All right. Moving my inks out of the way, I'm grabbing the texture paste. I have a tiny spatula, and we're going to use the mint tape for the stencil that is now disappeared. I'll be right back. I found it under my microfiber. Okay, so it looks like, ooh, it's even covering the little tiny snowman. So, how stinking cute. So you could use probably any medium for this, but this is just what I'm using. Now here's the catch. I did the stamping first before I did the stencil. I have to be extremely careful on getting anything over on the edges, because otherwise, it smells like marshmallows. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with some real funky edges. So, I'm not super, like, it needs to be smooth, because this is supposed to be snow, and it's a 3D medium. So, if it's got ridges in it, if it's got texture in it, great. More the merrier. And you could do the stamp without it, and it would be totally fine, because there are little bits of texture imitated in the stamp itself, but this just kind of gives you that elevation, something a little more fun. So this would be like considered a one-off card for me, versus if I were to make my Christmas cards in bulk someday again. Maybe this year, but I make no promises. I have high hopes, but I also have a lot of clients to get work done for. Anyways, yeah, you could just leave it without the texture if you're making in bulk, but it's gonna look so cute. So I am just pitter-pattering, adding, and putting my finger in it. But I was originally going to use my bigger scraper, and then I realized, oh yeah, if I scrape too much, then it's going to end up the side, and that'll defeat the purpose of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So basically, this gift card setup, the image is obviously going to be off the sides of the setup. And versus the other ones, I don't think I'll do it that way. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, contemplating my next moves, so that I'm prepared mentally when this thing is dried. It'll probably take about, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes to dry, maybe longer. I have not used a Tim Holtz Ranger texture paste in a while, actually. Actually, I don't think this one's just Ranger. This one isn't Tim Holtz. Oh, it looks like it's, oh, never mind. Rabbit, squirrel. I read something that wasn't there. So, Just ignore it. All right, we have one more roof and 2 snowmen left. Little dabs. It's always important to let your inks dry though. I forget. Yeah, it was a TikTok someone had done showing a drawing and then drawing over the drawing with a different color. And they showed the difference of letting your base ink dry before drawing your next layer. And it was like just a stark contrast. The second, you know, when they let it dry, it showed the top color beautifully versus when you let it, don't let it dry, then it just kind of melded, whatever, in. So, now you know. Let your layers dry. Give them some time. If you ever feel like you have bleeding inks or pastes or whatever, just let them dry. I'm going to take this one off the right away. Oh, as it's drying, I can already see how cute that is. Here, I'm going to, somehow I got a straight line in there. I'm going to dab it out with my fingerprint so it doesn't look so obnoxiously straight. This is another way to add texture. Dip your finger in it. Eliminate some lines. That is always the risk, though, when you're using a scraper, that you might end up with some lines. So that was easy enough. And then I'm going to just wipe it down with my alcohol as well. I'll clean it thoroughly later, but I just don't want any of the paste to completely dry. All right, so while that is off to the side drying, let's make these two. And we're just gonna keep this simple. I mean, why not? These don't need to be elaborate. They just need to be functional for my purposes. So, and I will make sure I tag the people these are going to, that, hey, you need simple stuff. This is actually, true confession time. People receiving these gift cards actually did not receive their gift last year. So technically, I'm going a little bit above and beyond because I finally did find their gifts. And by the time I found their gifts, it was like, well, when do we get together? The summer's almost over. Like, my tree is still up because that was the promise I had made to myself, is that I'm not going to take my tree down until I gave these gifts. So guess what? My tree's still up. These people don't have their Christmas gifts from last year. They will be now getting them this year, which is totally fine. I'm okay with it. They're not bothered by it. It's fine. It is what it is. They understand that life happens. So they get extra gifting this year. And I'm very excited because I did plot and plan last year. And now I'm plotting and planning this year as well. So I'm just going to place them on top of each other. Why not? They can help reinforce each other. All right. And then while this is still completing drying. Okay, so these scissors are really crappy scissors, and that's on purpose because I'm hoping to add some texture. I don't want my cutout to be straight lined. These scissors are easily 20 years old. They are from Creative Memories. So, when I want something a little bit more rustic without being so obvious, I use these. Also, I use them to cut metal things and other things. So, they're kind of a cut whatever you want. If you want to try to cut a string, cut a string. If you want to try to cut a faux leather something or other, cut a faux leather. You know, there's no real purpose. You know how there's fabric scissors, or these are my paper scissors, or these are my fussy cutting scissors. Nope, these are just my cut whatever scissors. I don't care if you even cut food with them. But you'll see how I didn't leave like an exact amount of space. It's kind of roughly there. And it's not like this is jagged edged at all, but it's still not a super straight cut. But not obnoxiously not. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is find my trimmer. All right, I have found my trimmer. Sometimes it hides too far away for me to find quickly. And I'm just trimming that down. I'm going to leave that. I'll round off the edges with these lovely jagged shears. And I mean round off like as in little snip, not even like a full round. Like I just don't like the stark edge, especially because the little gift envelopes don't have a sharp edge. So this is going to now turn into an interesting project. But I want this last one to somehow, so it's going to be on the back side will be the image, and then on this side will be, I don't know. Now I'm overthinking. I'm just gonna glue. We're gonna be a little extra mixed media with this. And that's okay, because there are no rules. All right. So I will place that there. And then, you know what? We're gonna just jagged edge round this one off here, because I can fit the, I'll hand trim that. Eyeball it. All right. You can see that this paper was actually a missed stamping from a previous thing. So if you're following Betty Panny's channel, she's doing scraps, use of scraps. This is my use of scraps because, hey, the other side was nice and beautiful. And so, there we go. So now, on the front, it'll be this. And then on the back, it'll be the to from. We're just making it a little bit more mixed media on this one. But how cute and simple are these? Throw your gift card in and call it a day. I mean, why not? I might still add little, actually let's add a couple of dies here real quick while I'm thinking of it. All right, off screen, I just went and cut out a couple of the bows. Bows? These aren't bows. These are boughs of fir. Yeah. Evergreen, fir. Man, there's a lot of different names for these. I just realized that. What do you call them in your neck of the woods? I think I've probably called them almost everything at this point. So just tiny little dots. I could have run it through my Sizzix, or not my Sizzix, my Cuttlebug here. No, my Xyron. I could have run it through my Xyron machine. Apparently I'm just throwing name brands out there as if I remember what they're for. So this one, we'll just do the holiday greetings right above here. We'll be artistic with it. So that'll go under the block. And then this one, Merry Holiday, will go right on this corner. Dun, 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 dun. And good thing I've got another acrylic block. Perfect. Okay, so look at how cute that is. And then when it's flipped, ta-da, tuck it in, stick the gift card in, done. And this one will go on a bigger bag, so I'll probably punch a hole and that will be part of the bag tag. And these will be separate because these will be part of a different gift, a different bigger gift. So yeah, I'm excited. Hey, I'm crafting and I'm getting things checked off my checklist of what I need to do for the holiday season. So, that being said, I hope you all enjoyed my little crafty inspiration opening the box. I know it took a little bit longer than usual, but that's the season, and hopefully it was calming enough for you and not so chaotic that you could relax and enjoy. But I don't know how often I'll be around for the next couple of weeks, just because we have Black Friday, we have one more pop-up. This will be our outdoor event for the year in the freezing cold winter of Wisconsin. We'll see how that goes, but I'm excited anyways. And yeah, we'll just be doing online sales. I'm still taking special orders, which I think my count for special orders I've surpassed the last 2 years combined already, which is cool. So that means people are just wanting custom made things, and we're making it happen here. And yeah, I'm excited to share some of my makes. Some of the people, I'm going to wait until they've gifted it, because some of their people might follow the channel. And, but anyways, thank you all for joining me today. I hope you found some kind of inspiration from the Simon Says Stamp box or card kit of the month. And I look forward to seeing you all. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will definitely see you before Christmas, but just in case, have a wonderful holiday season. As always, don't forget to find the joy in your day, and happy making. Bye!